Hey, welcome back. This is the first episode of Season 4 of the Music in Us podcast. We're excited to have you with us for this season and hope you enjoy the content. We've got some great things happening for you. And today we're going to be talking about Christine McVie. Welcome back. This is the Music in Us, and this is Season 3, Woo! Episode 1.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
We're pretty excited. No, I'm sorry. I misspoke. I'm fired. It's Season 4.
This is Season 4.
Season 4.
Wow.
Episode 1.
Seems impossible.
No
Season
idea.
3 was a whole 26 episodes.
Awesome.
Okay.
Took us a year to do it. So, might not have come out every other week, but on average, we did 26 over about a year.
We should be proud of ourselves.
We should. Yeah. And then we took a little hiatus, a little breather, and we're back. We're back, baby.
I'm back.
I'm back.
I'll be back. Saddle again.
Hey, did Arnold ever say anything when he actually came back to reference the fact that he said, "I will be back"? I don't.
Hey, yo, like what?
Did he appear on screen again and be like, "I told you"?
That initially came in the first Terminator movie.
I'll be back.
And he came back by plowing his truck through the.
I know, but did he ever was there a line?
Yeah,
that referenced?
Yeah, in Terminator 3. When the Terminator, because in Terminator 3, it's a female robot, but it's designed for taking out Terminators that have been converted or hacked. So they just finished a fight where it looked like he's been destroyed for good, and it's just John Connor and future wife trying to survive her, and then they're trying to get into an underground bunker or something like that. No, it's a bunker in a mountainside, and right as it looks like they're doomed, a helicopter comes crashing in and lands on top of the female Terminator, and Arnold steps out, half of his face gone for the Terminator skeleton showing, and he looks at him and goes, "I'm back."
Yeah, the Terminator franchise is something I would like to watch in its entirety. But
I also recommend the television show, 2 seasons of the Sarah.
Yeah,
Connor
I watched
Chronicle.
Most of that when it was on.
Yeah, it was really good. I was so sad that they canceled it.
Yeah,
the chief
lead singer of Garbage.
Exactly. Yeah, I was just getting ready to say
Shirley
that she was
Manson.
one of the Terminators, I guess, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, but I don't think, if I remember right, you didn't know she was a Terminator for a long time. I think that was a big reveal. Or
yes,
something.
that's right. Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Spoiler alert! It was from 15 years ago or something.
Yeah, and
Not 15.
Right. Yeah, right. And
Close enough,
what
I
is
guess.
it? The actress who plays Cersei in Game of Thrones plays Sarah Connor.
Right.
Yeah.
I never remember her name.
Leland, I think. Something Leland. I can't remember, sadly.
And then the helper Terminator, the one that John Connor has a crush on, is River from
Firefly.
From Firefly.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, right. I remember.
It all comes back to the Buffyverse.
That is kind of true.
However tainted it might be. Okay. So, I don't know if that was an intro, but
Hey, it's an intro.
Okay. What are we doing now? I think I did an intro and then we decided talking about whether we're going to listen to the song.
Yeah. But he's, I think
he's doing.
Chip's going to talk tonight about in honor of.
Can I just request that we play a song just to get me there?
Yeah.
I'd like to.
Can we play more than one song?
Sure.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's start with Warm Ways.
Warm Ways?
Yeah.
You changed your mind.
Oh, well, you want me to go with the original song?
I had it already.
I'll go with Songbird if that's the one.
No,
that's
okay.
I
want
the one
you want. Wait, where's that at? Is it on Rumors as well?
No, that's on the self-titled, the second self-titled Fleetwood Mac album.
Here we go, folks. There we go. Warm Ways by Christy V. Fleetwood Mac.
Fleetwood Mac.
All right, Chipperoo, why
Oh,
don't
so
you?
start on in?
Yeah.
So decided tonight, since it's kind of recent that Christine McVie died, to kind of do a little bit of a tribute to her in a way, and just anybody that lived in the 70s in their formative years, I think would have to say that Fleetwood Mac was kind of a soundtrack to at least that part of your life, and brings back a lot of memories. And just the way, and the way they just burst onto the scene. This is the second Fleetwood Mac song we've done. This is more like maybe 2 or 3 songs, just kind of more about Christine McVie and just in tribute to her. They just were really big and just great music. Rumors was a huge album, as we said before, and
I heard a rumor about that.
Indeed. So I guess we'll start off again a little bit more about Fleetwood Mac was formed in London in 1967. Peter Green was the guitarist, Mick Fleetwood on drums, Jeremy Spencer on guitar, and John McVie on bass. They were actually formed out of a lot of them had been together with John Mayall and the Blues Breakers,
Right.
And they were like the rhythm section,
Right.
and decided to kind of go off on their own. And so Fleetwood Mac is actually formed from what you would call it, a hybrid of Mick Fleetwood and Mac from John McVie.
A mashup.
Yes, indeed.
Their name, you mean? Okay.
They were originally a blues-based band, and apparently were very critically acclaimed in England back in those days, in the early days. Christine Perfect, later be Christine McVie.
Her maiden name was Perfect?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just saw that on Wikipedia.
That would be a lot of pressure, wouldn't it?
I would think so.
Either that or just a great
Hi,
stage
this
name.
is Christine. She's perfect.
Right.
Probably gets you notarized. It gets notoriety, I would assume, early on, I would think,
Oh, she
You wanna
thinks
be
she's so
recognized.
perfect. Says it right
So-
here in my license. I'm perfect.
She contributed as a session musician from the second album on. Later,
Really? She was a session? What'd she play?
Keyboards, and sang.
I'll be darned.
She was basically just a tag along for a few years, wasn't she?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
but I had no idea she was like a pro musician, first before a pop star.
Yeah, actually, she was
Chicken
in
Shack, I think,
Yes.
was an early band.
That's right. Her
Oh.
first band was it was called Sounds of Blue, that she joined 2 friends with, and also so at times she sang with Spencer Davis. Exactly. And then after that, she joined Chicken Shack with the same friends that also she formed with Sounds of Blue.
I love that name, Chicken Shack.
Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it?
I think they were ripping off the as yet to be written Love Shack.
That must, so that would be let's try that one. So Chicken Shack is a little place.
We
can make it.
can
We can
Back
make it.
together. Come on, lay some eggs with me.
Oh,
I thought it was a
somewhere Weird Al's ears are perking up.
Yeah, wait a minute. Let me get away.
I thought maybe it was a play on Hen House. Chicken Shack, Hen House. I don't know. Sounds like a good place to get a half roast chicken in the middle of nowhere, Alabama.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it sounds
Which
like.
I think is the idea. Is it's supposed to point toward the blues, maybe?
Yeah,
If it's a
I
blues
think those
band,
are all
yeah.
blues bands.
The hard to find little shack that's got all the good eggs in it, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
All the good eggs.
You're a good egg kid.
You're-
You're
that's
like
right,
a good fried chicken.
Somebody told me I was a good egg once, and I just thought that was the best compliment. I don't
Well, have
know
you ever
why.
had a good egg? I mean, heck.
I have had
Yeah,
really
really.
good eggs before. Usually the ones that are hard boiled.
Ah.
Perfect amount of salt. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I've never been a fan of hard-boiled eggs.
Yeah.
Give them to me scrambled.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I used to eat them over easy all the time when I was
Yeah.
a kid. We used to call them dipping eggs.
But not too easy.
But I just got tired of the whites.
Yeah, the
exactly.
whites being running. The yolks are running are good though.
Let's just take that out of context and get your dad canceled. Please, for fun.
What, dipping eggs?
No,
I only
I
cared
got
about
tired of the whites.
Got tired of the whites.
Oh, okay.
He wouldn't get canceled. Everybody's tired of the whites.
Oh,
Even the whites are tired of the whites.
There'd be somebody out there waiting to cancel anybody for any reason. Oh, anyway.
So Christine Perfect was born on July 12th, 1943 in England. Her father was a concert violinist and music lecturer, and also taught violin in school. Her mother was a medium, a psychic, and faith healer. So she kind of has the, we always thought that Stevie Nicks was the only one that had that mystical back, but, they both had some of that, which is really interesting, I think. Her grandfather was an organist at Westminster Abbey. So, she has a musical background, and I think that's really interesting.
That's pretty prestigious to be the organist at Westminster Abbey.
I would think so, yeah.
Remember Crosby, Stills, and Nash had that song with Winchester Cathedral?
Yeah, yes.
I don't think they
that has
hired
nothing to do with
from the mall.
Westminster Abbey, but I still think it's great. It was a great reference. It's a church in London or England or wherever.
I had no idea Fleetwood was British.
Oh yeah,
I really did not know.
Yeah. So she ended up marrying John McVie and joined the band in 1970.
Like officially joined.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. That was official at that point.
But they didn't really change their approach until
not till
they brought in Buckingham.
They had kind of several different iterations. Of course, you remember Bob Welch for a while was with them too, and it was sang lead on Hypnotized.
Honestly, I don't remember because
Hypnotized.
I'm not that big of a Fleetwood Mac fan, so I haven't been.
Well, we're almost exhausting all my knowledge
that
right
deep
now.
in the history. But I do remember the name Bob Welch. I remember he had a solo album. It was kind of popular in the late 70s.
Yeah, Ebony Eyes was a big one.
Yep.
Sentimental Lady.
Yep.
What else? There's 2 or 3 other ones.
All forgettable.
Everything's forgettable once you get old enough.
That's true.
For me, 70s music, I just want to remember it all, kind of in a way. Maybe not everything, but yeah, you're right. I mean,
I was about to say, what about disco?
Well, that's the thing. I'm kind of coming back around to it.
Jerry Rafferty.
Yeah.
Remember him? Baker Street.
Yeah, it's a big album. Huge album.
Boss Skaggs,
yeah.
The Lido Shuffle.
Yeah.
But what's this got to do with Christie?
They're all 70s artists.
70s, yeah. All great 70s sounds right there.
Fair enough.
So anyway, she was, did a lot of music for them and sang a lot of lead. Here of the 3 albums that I was really big into, which was the second self-titled Fleetwood Mac album, then Rumors, of course, and then after that was Tusk. But here's just to give you off of these 3 albums alone, and this isn't all of them. These are just the ones that I wrote down. Warm Ways, which we just heard. Over My Head. Say You Love Me. These were all kind of on the radio. Don't Stop. Songbird. You Make Loving Fun. Over and Over. Think About Me.
I did not know she wrote Don't Stop. I'll be darned.
Brown Eyes. Never Make Me Cry. Honey High. And Never Forget. So she was very prolific in that group. You don't think about her that much. You think about Stevie Nicks, of course, and Lindsey Buckingham, but you don't really, she's kind of like always there and always contributing.
Don't Stop was my gateway into Fleetwood Mac. That song was a hit on the radio.
Kind of real pop, positive,
But she doesn't sing it. Lindsey does. Lindsey Buckingham sings it.
Right.
So I just assumed he wrote it. So, oh well, that's neat.
Yeah.
Thanks for bringing that information.
Well, there you go. So anyway, that's,
so why'd you pick Warm Ways?
Warm Ways. Well, it's just, it's just to me, just to use the word, it's just a really warm love song. It's just, you can almost feel the heat kind of, it's just a kind of a light, pleasant, warm song about being in love. And I think she did a really good job of writing love songs and the emotions and the positive part, the Songbird is another one that I was, wanted to mention tonight, and that one's just, I think, is one of my favorite love songs that that I've heard. Just really, it's not completely poetic, but it just emotes love I think in a very wonderful way. And the other song I wanted to kind of key on tonight was "You Make Loving Fun." That's another one that's just kind of a real fun love song about the magic and the what I say, the excitement. Of a wonderful love relationship, a great.
What were those 2 words? What adjectives did you use? Magic
and excitement, I guess.
Oh, I must be doing it wrong.
Well, either way, it makes you think that there's that possibility is there. The way she, makes you believe in it.
Well, how do you guys respond to Warm Ways? Just, the song as you expect. It was my first time to hear it, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I love the sound of it. I'm probably going to listen to it more, tonight or tomorrow. I'm embarrassingly lacking in my Fleetwood Mac knowledge. And
Yeah. I'm pretty much a greatest hits listener.
I'm pretty much exhausted
I mean,
all
the
mine
ones
right now.
that you can't go outside without tripping over, you know, I know, of course. But yeah, I didn't know that Christine McVie was from Lancashire. I know. I debate that, but whatever.
By the way, AJ, your beard looks awesome tonight. Just thought I'd say so.
Thank you.
You're doing a great job
Point it out for
grooming.
all the listeners.
It sounds great.
Does my beard sound great?
ASMR then. You're just rubbing your... Do you want to give everybody an ASMR moment? Everybody be really quiet for just a second, and you just get right up in there with your beard. Okay, that's enough.
Okay, now explain ASMR for
You remember what the words are? Or you did?
Oh gosh, I it's like autonomous sensory medial response. Or
It's
something
supposed
like
to give you tingles.
Okay.
Now, like, not every trigger works for everybody.
Okay.
But there's generally a sense of like brushing things or anything that might remind you of like maybe having your scalp massaged or something like that. It just kind of gives you tingles and relaxes a lot of people.
So did this song Warm Ways give you tingles, Chip?
I don't know about tingles.
Okay.
It's more of just a really good.
I bet they're different tingles than when he was 17.
Now that
Sorry, hit the
make
mic.
loving fun, that would I would say tingles are in that one.
Yeah, I'd get goose flesh, you know, which is pleasurable.
Goose flesh.
Tingles from music for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Depends on the song.
And I really appreciated, this song when it like slipped into the minor. It had a very Beatlesque George Harrison kind of feel to some of the
music
songs.
nerd.
I know
Slipped into a minor.
it did, and I
love
appreciated that.
that's good.
I love people that know that. I'm like, oh, I just thought it sounded really cool there. I don't know why.
A nice change.
That's why he was part of the podcast.
I know.
Well, I
love
studied for 3 years guitar with a Butler School of Music graduate. And he, of course, knew music theory, so he taught me a lot about the Beatles and why they're genius.
I just from your cast-offs on, just general discussion of music, I've learned about, how different keys affect you differently and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
How is that guy doing anyway? Is that the one that was in the original?
Yeah, I have no idea. I lost touch.
Oh.
We're talking about Jim Burner. Jim, if you're out there and you're listening,
Oh,
I have no
Jim.
idea how you're doing, but, you were a heck of a guy and really enjoyed time with you.
And enjoyed your music
He's
when
an
you played
incredible guitar player.
Agreed.
Rock Prophets. No?
Yep.
Yeah,
But originally they were called
Living Stones.
Living Stones. That's
Living
it.
Stones, right.
That's a copyright, so just never mind about that part.
It's okay.
I shot him in the head once.
How so?
Well, all four of you for that Beatles style
Right, that's right.
cover.
You did the headshots for that first CD.
Oh, I get it. Photographer joke.
Yeah. I shoot people. Sometimes I use
Yeah, that was
film.
fun. The Living Stones Not For
The
Sale
Looney
album.
Tunes called. They want that joke back. Anyway, yeah, it's funny you talk about the song being like warm and cuddly, Chip. Leading off of what Scott was asking next is like, what does everybody else think of the song? I almost felt like the song got somber at some point, but I don't know. It when it got to the ending, when she's saying you made me a woman tonight, and then you get to drift off into sleep, but I can't sleep in your warm ways, which is once again, like you were saying before, painting a lovely picture. It's like they're in bed together, and the man has fallen asleep, and she's just watching him sleep.
What had they just been doing?
Oh, you know what they were doing.
Puzzles?
What puzzles? Yeah, puzzles or
Playing Jenga?
Yeah,
that's tough in bed.
Yeah, they're
'cause,
playing
I just want to
Jenga with body parts.
body parts. So, yeah.
I'm going to can you draw me a diagram? I don't think it. Anyway.
Ask Kevin about it. Kevin is his husband, by the way.
He would just be very confused. Ask me if I was on my meds.
But anyway, I felt like there was almost a bit of a somberness, or perhaps like a bit of jealousy that the man of the relationship is sleeping soundly after doing the deed, and but she's up caught in her thoughts. Something like that.
Right.
It's a very womanly thing.
Yeah, and she's talking about
I just got canceled too.
Forever love,
Yeah.
together love. Yeah, she's thinking about those things.
I will say that
While he sleeps going,
Well, maybe.
was a very
was it good for you too?
Women are more emotionally attached to sex. That's kind of
Really?
Yeah.
I thought studies were showing that's the other way around. Men grow attachments through sex more than women do.
that must be very, very new.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm not sure,
I haven't researched the subject of emotional gateways and
Yeah.
sexuals
in
a long time.
It is a very blanket statement, but in general, yeah, women tend to be more emotional about it, and men are more ejaculatory about it. So,
Yeah, there was a book in the early 2000s.
Oh,
or
Venus
maybe
and
even
Mars
the-
and-
yeah, that one. Or
There's
even
been a
late
whole lot of books.
Yeah, the men are from Mars, women are from Venus. And one of the things I remember for that book is he says that men are like microwaves and women are like crock pots when it comes to sex.
yeah. Of course, it's a much more nuanced
And when
conversation these days.
Oh,
But
yeah.
yeah, I mean,
And the other was that when it came to dealing with problems,
mhm.
men are like Neanderthals and women are like natural springs. And what he meant was when a man has a problem, he goes inside of himself, inside of his cave, and pokes at the fire and isolates until he figures out what he's going to do to address the problem. And then he emerges from his cave ready to take action.
Mm.
Whereas the female will tend to gush like a natural spring and emote and talk about her feelings and talk about her problem and just, talk. She's emoting as part of her way of working it out. And where men and women get crossways is where men immediately try to solve the problem for her, and she just wants him to listen.
Yeah.
While she emotes or gushes.
Mm-hmm. Gushing forth.
Warm ways.
And then when the guy wants to talk about his problems, then she doesn't want to listen to him, says he's weak for having mental issues. Oh, wait. I was going on a tangent. Never mind.
for having what kind of issues?
Mental issues.
Oh.
You have feelings.
No,
You're
I was just
bad.
No, since we were going around the circle on saying shit that'll get us canceled, I thought it was my turn.
Yeah, here we are again. Season 4 of Four White Guys in a Basement in Indiana.
Yeah.
Hey, when are we ever going to get a break?
Yeah.
But no, that's how I felt about it. I don't know. Did anybody else think that there was a somber note to the song almost?
Now that you bring it up, it's a good observation. I did not catch that first time around. No.
I think there was. I picking up what you're putting down. My feeling about it is, I agree, but I think a lot of the love songs like that were like that in the 70s.
What?
Having been around back then and being a lover of TV, this is kind of how I classify 70s music, whether I like it or not. Does it sound like it belonged on one of those compilation CDs with the scrolling song titles and a whole lot of soft focus?
You're talking like the K-Tel.
Yeah, like the Act Now. Yeah. And does it
exactly?
Does it sound like it belongs on one of those compilations, or does it sound like a real song? To me, this sounds like a real song.
It sounds like a real song.
Not a TV.
Was it a radio
song.
hit at all?
Yeah.
Was it?
No, I don't know about a hit, but it was on yeah, I heard it several times on the radio.
Okay.
Like probably an album station, probably like a Q95.
I don't ever remember
Although it's
hearing
kinda
it,
poppy,
but I don't
so I
think
don't
I
think it'd been on
reached
Q95
musical
anyway.
consciousness until probably the mid-70s.
Musical
I think maybe part of the somber part is that she doesn't want this moment to end. She's kind of in this glow of love, and it's kind of like as the guitar trails off at the end, it's kind of like, we don't. It's kind of sad because sooner or later, we got to get, we got to go get back into life.
Yeah.
Back into real life.
I want to stay here in this magic moment.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I get that.
I thought the trailing off was her trailing off to sleep. You know, at the end, just when she's finally fallen asleep.
Just when the sun comes up.
Right.
I mean, it's kind of like the bigger, bittersweet moment of, you know, being in a fantastic spot on Earth that you're never going to see again and have been waiting most of your life to see. You know, in that moment, you're ecstatic to be there, but you also know you're leaving and are never going to see it again. So it's, I think that the afterglow can also have the same kind of effect quite often. What?
Oh, I was laughing at myself. I was I was going to say, what's that like?
Oh, well.
So how are we
I
doing
can
on
tell
time?
you, but that's a different podcast with a different rating.
How we doing on time?
Okay.
What was the name of this one?
Songbird.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Almost sounded like a lullaby.
You know, what I really appreciate about that is just how simple it was. I mean, it's very beautiful, but compared to today's music, real,
Yeah.
authentic, beautiful.
I think they recorded it like in a live setting to try to get that kind of a cut through all the.
Yeah.
I guess apparently the song came to her like around like midnight or something. She'd been going kind of through a writer's block, I guess, and all of a sudden, you know, a bunch of songs came out for the Rumors album, but it came to her or something, and I guess she stayed up all night because she was afraid she'd forget it. And went into the studio next morning all excited, and they were like, "Yeah, that's a great one. It's so authentic. It's so vulnerable."
Yeah.
I love this line, and I had to look it up to make sure I heard it right. And I wish you all the love in the world, but most of all, I wish it from myself.
Yeah. Yeah. I caught that too.
Man, that's strong. Have you ever felt so strongly for somebody? And just, I know we all have.
Have we?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think we've all felt very strongly for someone that didn't reciprocate those feelings.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, even though you care for them so much that you really do want them to be happy, you really want it to be from you, you know? Like, I want you to be happy, but I want it to be with me.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a competitiveness there in that little phrase, but that's because she just wants to pour out herself to him.
Yeah.
The man she loves, or the one she loves.
That was beautiful. Like I said, when it started, man, I'm a sucker for a singer songwriter and a piano. I think that'd probably be, if I could only listen to one type of music for the rest of my life, that'd probably be it. Like,
Must be an Elton John and Billy Joel fan.
I do like Billy Joel.
That's the Piano Man.
Yeah.
Song.
Yeah. I mean, Elton's incredibly talented, but as far as song by song, I think it's Billy Joel, I think, wins for me. Yeah.
Cool.
Elton John was more about performance than it is about the piano.
Yeah.
Billy Joel was more about the piano than the performance overall. But yeah, no, like I was saying, it almost feels like a lullaby, that song. Change a few key words and it could be she's singing to a child, like her child.
Yeah, I could feel that.
Is very nurturing. Well, once again, it's just a song that like paints a picture and provokes an emotional response, the warm fuzzies.
It makes me think of the purest love.
Yeah.
Just unadulterated by ego, pride, and it's just love.
Which I associate with parents, but I haven't had a healthy relationship, so
I think we all wonder if we have or are or will ever. I mean, the health of a relationship wanes and ebbs and flows from day to day. But I hear you. This song certainly does help you remember the better times.
Yeah.
When you need it.
It's going to be so easy just to put on a Christine McVie Fleetwood Mac song whenever your relationship is in trouble, and it just just acts like back. Glue, puts it back together.
That'd be amazing. If there were one, it would be this one.
Be like, baby, I know we're fighting. Just let's listen to the cold hard truth from Chrissy. Well, not cold hard, warm and fuzzy.
You know,
from
I think you're about
Christy.
half joking, but I've heard far worse relationship advice than stopping to remember why you love each other. And if you use the song to do it, then hey, we're probably the podcast for you.
That's right.
Hey,
music is important, man.
I like where she says, I feel like when I'm with you, I'm all right. Yeah. So, I mean, have you ever been with somebody that you feel like they bring out your best self, that when you're with them, you are all right. You are your best self.
I have, but it never lasts because
the ego comes back.
Well,
in.
no, it's not up to anybody else to sustain that for you. So if that's the reason you're falling in love, you might just...
It's unhealthy.
And I think, no, not necessarily. Just evaluate everything else in addition to it. You know, I mean, one single feeling that can break your heart.
Say more. What do you mean?
I think when two people are falling in love, at least in my experience, when I feel like in retrospect I jumped too soon, it was usually because I got stuck on one thing. One thing really excited me, and it just overshadowed everything else to the point I didn't see anything else.
Ah, okay.
Rose-colored glasses.
Yeah. And it was real easy to do because, you know, when everything's fluffy and fun,
when the dopamine is flowing
and fun, and you're not looking for the things under the rocks and in the crevices, but they're there. So
there's really not much that I can say to this song because I'm romance challenged. So. But it is pretty.
Makes me want to believe. This song makes me want to be a better man. That movie, as good as it gets, is on the 3rd Columbia Releases 4K package. Little tidbit.
Jack Nicholson says that to Helen Hunt. Yeah. Great line.
Make me want to be a better man.
Moment. Yeah.
I was going to say earlier when you were saying that one feeling can do a lot, made me think of SOS, Message in a Bottle by the Police. The one line, love can mend your life, but love can break your heart.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, ain't that the truth, Sting? Preach it, brother.
Neil Young wrote a song called Only Love Can Break Your Heart.
I just think of that when he said that. It just came right up in my mind.
Yeah. And there's a lot of truth to that.
And
because, you know, when you love, you're vulnerable.
Well, that's the darkly poetic part, is that when your heart's broken, you're partly responsible for it because you chose to give your heart to that person and to be vulnerable.
You left all that open. You left it all unprotected.
You left it all open. You left it all on the floor, and they just smashed it. And
then we've got another. What is the? Oh, I better not bring it up. That's the R-rated version. But Harry Nilsson had a song about. It was a breakup song, and it's "You're breaking my heart. You're tearing it apart." So, you know that one? Oh, okay.
Nope.
Breaking my heart.
Yeah, we can bring back that one. All right.
Well, very good. That's pretty much what I
just have one more question.
Yes,
did you have a Christine McVie poster on your wall?
No. I mean, everybody went for Stevie Nicks, right? I mean, she was the one, you know, but Christine McVie was cute too. But we just, you know, I don't, for whatever reason, I mean, that's where everybody went. It was like, you know, everybody had Stevie Nicks everywhere, you know. And
she bespelled them to feel that way.
But, anyway, just thank you very much, Christine McVie.
Let's have a round away from the mics for Christine McVie. Yay!
Thank you for listening to The Music in Us. We hope you enjoyed today's show. Also, we would love to hear from you. Please reach out to us when you can, any way that you can. Email us at themusicinuspodcast@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter at themusicinuspod, Facebook at themusicinuspodcast, or on our website, themusicinus.com. We'll see you next week with another great gabfest about the universal language of music.